Feng Shui experts don't use money trees this way. The three big mistakes. The Pachira Aquatica, often called the money tree, is one of the most recognizable Feng Shui plants in the world. It sits in living rooms, offices, shops, and bedrooms. People buy it with hope. They place it carefully. They even talk to it. And yet, for most people, nothing really changes. Money still feels unstable. Opportunities come and go. Wealth doesn't settle. This isn't because the plant is fake, and it's not because Feng Shui doesn't work. It's because most people are using the money tree in a way that quietly contradicts the very principles they're trying to activate. Classical Feng Shui has always been precise. Form matters, element matters, placement matters, and symbolism works only when it aligns with how the human nervous system responds to its environment. Today, I want to show you the three most common mistakes people make with the money tree, and how each one subtly interferes with money flow, stability, and growth. Not superstition, not trends, just structure. Stay with me, because one of these mistakes is extremely common, and once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it.
Mistake number 1. Ignoring the true element of the money tree. Here's the belief most people start with. It's a money plant. Just put it anywhere wealth-related. In classical Feng Shui, that idea doesn't exist. Every object has an elemental nature, and wealth responds to harmony, not labels. The money tree is fundamentally a wood element plant. It grows upward. It expands. It represents development, opportunity, and renewal. Now notice something important. Most money trees are sold with a braided trunk tied with red thread. Red is fire. So what you actually have is wood feeding fire, a productive cycle. This can be very beneficial when placed correctly. The problem happens when people place a wood-fire object into an area where those elements are weakened or controlled. For example, in the west or northwest metal sectors, metal controls wood. This creates tension instead of growth. In heavy earth sectors without fire support, fire becomes exhausted and the cycle collapses. From a psychological perspective, this creates mixed signals. The environment suggests growth, while the structure underneath suggests resistance. And the nervous system responds to contradiction with caution, not expansion. The simple correction: place the money tree where its nature is supported. East or southeast strengthens wood, growth, resources, wealth. South allows fire to rise naturally and visibly. When form and element align, qi doesn't struggle, it flows. Mistake number 2, the braided trunk trap. People are often told the braid is lucky. In reality, the braid is usually practical. It keeps the plant compact and decorative. But symbolism matters. In Feng Shui, what we repeatedly see and live with becomes a pattern the subconscious absorbs. A tightly bound, constricted trunk can symbolically represent restricted growth, controlled expansion, wealth that must be managed carefully instead of growing freely. From a cognitive behavioral perspective, this matters more than people realize. The brain learns through visual metaphor. When growth appears constrained, the nervous system subtly associates expansion with tension. This doesn't block money, but it can slow it, and it can make wealth feel like something that requires constant effort to maintain. The simple correction: choose a money tree with a looser, natural form, or prioritize overall plant vitality over a perfect braid. Growth should look alive, not managed. In Feng Shui, healthy, organic expansion always outperforms forced symmetry. Mistake number 3, neglect and false abundance. This is the most damaging mistake. and the most ignored. Buying a money tree and then neglecting it creates a contradiction that the subconscious reads immediately. In Feng Shui, a dying or dusty plant is not neutral. It symbolizes declining qi, missed opportunities, wealth that enters but doesn't sustain. From a psychological standpoint, neglected symbols reinforce tolerance for slow loss, not dramatic failure, just gradual leakage. And this is exactly how many people experience money. Not sudden collapse, just constant effort with little accumulation. A thriving money tree, on the other hand, sends a very different signal. Growth is natural, nourishment is consistent, resources respond to care. The simple correction? Wipe the leaves monthly. Dust equals stagnant qi. Water with attention, not habit. If the plant declines and doesn't recover, replace it. Keeping a symbol of decay in a wealth area trains the nervous system to normalize depletion. The correct way to activate a money tree. Activation in Feng Shui is not magic. It is intentional structure combined with awareness. Here is a simple, grounded approach. Clean the plant. Wipe the leaves with water. A small amount of vinegar is fine for clearing residue. This removes both physical dust and symbolic stagnation. Place with clarity. Set the plant in its supportive sector, east, southeast, or south. Anchor intention. Once a week, gently touch the pot and acknowledge growth. No long ritual, no performance, just conscious recognition. This takes seconds, but seconds of awareness repeated consistently reshape space and behavior.
Closing. The plant is not the point. The money tree is not a shortcut. It's a mirror. It reflects how you relate to growth, care, and consistency. Feng Shui works in layers: the environment, the objects, the nervous system, and the behavior that follows. Getting the plant right is one step, but real change happens when all layers align. If this helped clarify something you felt but couldn't explain, explore the channel. We go deeper into how different areas of the home, plants, kitchens, bedrooms, and daily habits shape financial stability over time. Feng Shui doesn't force wealth. It creates the conditions where wealth can finally stay, and that difference matters. Subscribe to the channel.